Here's another thought nugget from my book Mind Fodder. It's called Roots to Wings, Anchors to Arrows. Prologue. The people who shape us often do so in ways that ripple through generations, grounding us in values while inspiring us to aim higher. For me, my in-laws, Rose and Luciano, are the perfect embodiment of this duality. They are the roots that anchor their family in resilience and tradition, and the wings that encourage their children and grandchildren to embrace possibilities. Their stories, though distinct, converge on themes of courage, adaptability, and a deep commitment to family. As you journey through their experiences, you'll see how the lessons they've lived can guide us all toward finding a balance between where we come from and where we're going. Here are their stories from their perspectives. Shakespeare, a rose by any other name. When I immigrated to Canada at the age of 9, I faced many challenges, especially with the language barrier. English was not my first language, and I often felt self-conscious about speaking in public, fearing ridicule or judgment. This hesitation carried over into my professional life, where I was criticized for my grammar and writing skills, despite consistently excelling in my performance reviews. Even though my work was praised, my language abilities were often the focus on criticism, which led to feelings of insecurity and self-doubt. I struggled with a sense of bias and prejudice, feeling that my writing skills held me back, and this complex made it difficult for me to share my thoughts or ideas openly. Over time, I learned to push through these challenges. I built my confidence by continually striving to learn and grow, both personally and professionally. I realized that my language abilities did not define my worth and that my dedication and hard work spoke for themselves. I also discovered that my voice had value, and I became more confident in expressing my thoughts and ideas. This journey taught me that despite the obstacles, I was just as capable, if not more so, than others who seemed to have it all figured out. I came to understand that the world doesn't always work on our terms. We often must navigate a landscape shaped by various perspectives, laws, and expectations. However, I learned that we each have the power to determine what's important to us and how far we're willing to go to align our lives with our values. For example, balancing work and family life is a challenge many face, and understanding the boundaries of what we can control is crucial in maintaining our sense of well-being. The biggest turning point in my life came from when we immigrated from a small town in Italy to a large multicultural city in Canada. It was overwhelming at first, different languages, customs, and food, but it gave me the opportunity to work with people from diverse backgrounds. I learned that, regardless of culture or religion, there are common threads that connect us all. This experience broadened my perspective and allowed me to see the world through a more inclusive lens. Over the years, I encountered many challenges that forced me to rethink how I handle situations, both in my personal and professional life. One of the most important lessons I've learned is the value of humility. As time goes on, I found that it's best to avoid getting caught up in petty arguments or conversations that lead nowhere. Instead, I've focused on remaining humble and keeping my peace. The passing of Sophie, my 20-month-old granddaughter, had a profound impact on our family, and it made me realize how differently we all grieve. Though I had lost some of my faith, I came to understand how vital it is to have a sense of spiritual grounding. It gives me peace of mind and helps me stand strong for my loved ones, even when it feels overwhelming. I've also learned not to be so quick to judge others, as we never truly know what someone is going through. By holding a positive attitude and focusing on what we can control, I've been able to face challenges with more resilience. Ultimately, my life experiences have shaped me into a better version of myself. I've learned to be more empathetic, open-minded, and grateful for the lessons life has taught me, even in the face of adversity. Calabrian Roots, Luciano's journey to Canada. My journey to Canada at the age of 16 was nothing short of transformative. I was born in a small village in Italy, and my world changed forever when I immigrated to the bustling metropolis of Toronto. The shock of moving from a tight-knit rural community to a fast-paced multicultural city was overwhelming. Back home, I had just begun to carve out my path, working and dreaming about my future. But when I arrived in Canada, I quickly realized that everything I had planned would have to be adjusted to meet the realities of this new life. In the early days of immigrating, I lived with my brother. I call him Joe. Uh, Giuseppe. I'm struggling with his name, hence why I call him Joe. I was grateful for his guidance, but I also felt the weight of responsibility mounting as my life and family expanded. I had recently become a father to Massimo and Lisa, my two oldest children, and had purchased my first home. The weight of these new responsibilities, combined with a desire to secure a better future, forced me to think differently about my life and career. My first major breakthrough came when I started working for the school board. It was there that I began to see the world and my potential in a new light. The job not only provided financial stability, but also exposed me to the importance of education and personal development. I realized that my career could evolve further with additional skills, so I decided to invest in myself. I enrolled in Centennial College, where I earned my high school diploma and took various courses to help me advance professionally. This period of growth, of self-improvement, was transformative for me. It wasn't just about climbing the corporate ladder, but also about redefining what success meant in my life. Becoming a father was another pivotal moment for me. With the arrival of my children, my responsibilities grew exponentially, but so did the joy and purpose I found in life. I often reflect on my early years in Canada, the struggles of starting over, and the lessons I learned along the way. Looking back, I feel immense gratitude for the sacrifices and guidance of my brother, but there came a time when I knew I had to stand on my own and carve out my own path. My journey to success wasn't a straight line. It was a series of decisions, sacrifices, and learning moments that shaped who I am today. For me, the evolution of my perspective wasn't just about achieving career success, it was about evolving into the kind of man I wanted to be for my family. I strive to continually improve, to embrace challenges, and to realize that true success comes from the continuous process of growth. My story is a testament to the power of resilience, the importance of self-education, and the value of putting family first. Personal reflection. While Rose's journey reflects quiet strength and adaptability, Luciano's story speaks to ambition and transformation. Together, they offer a balance, a partnership that roots their family in resilience while encouraging each member to reach for more. Rose anchors the narrative with her unwavering grace, while Luciano adds a perspective of growth and self-determination. In their shared lives, we see a dance between grounding and striving, each step offering lessons in courage and love. Looking glass, self-reflection exercise. Navigating judgment. Reflect on a time when you felt judged or misunderstood. How did you address those judgments, and what did you learn about your self-worth? Adapting to change. Think of a period when life required you to adapt. Whether a move, career shift, or change in relationships, what changes did you face, and how did the experience reshape your worldview? Resilience through adversity. Recall a moment of loss or hardship. What gave you the strength to move forward, and how did it shape your understanding of resilience? Evolving definition of success. How has your definition of success changed over time? What role have growth, learning, or relationships played in shaping what success means to you today?